Hello, everyone. This is Karen with our 16th mini mindful moment. I am having so much fun cranking these out. Our topic for today is why you should embrace conflict and how, and how you can resolve it, how you can embrace it, all of that kind of stuff. So I am going to come in here and I want to make sure. I haven't been able to see people. And so, yay, now I can see you. It's only taken me 16 tries to be able to see people. So thank you for hanging with me as I figure out the technology. And so it goes. We just keep learning. So let me go ahead. I've got the typical that I've been doing introductory content to frame up the mindfulness practice that I want to go over with you, which is so much fun. So I will start to share my screen here. So again, today's mindfulness practice focuses on why you should embrace conflict and how. I am Karen Tax. I'm an executive coach and business consultant who focuses on leadership, culture, and strategy. And I was just meeting with my business manager, my wonderful business manager, who is helping me get organized. And we were like going through our KPIs, I use this platform, Insight 7, to make sure that I and my clients stay strategic and focused, and we're going through it, and it's so good to have that kind of focus. So it keeps you strategic is how I think about it. So with my IMX approach, I guide leaders at all levels of an organization to discover their inner genius and wield healthy power. When we have strategic clarity, you can let that kind of genius and power, empowerment, let it loose in a focused and productive way. So one of the ways that I do this is using mindfulness practices to develop leadership skills. And in the case of this particular mini mindful moment, conflict resolution skills, one of the most important topics I talk about with people. So most people I know are at some level conflict averse. So conflict happens because we are human. It's just going to happen. So when we're being our authentic, unique, our unique selves, our different needs will naturally create tension. Conflict is going to happen when we welcome different perspectives and when we empower people in learning organizations or in healthy family dynamics. So we need to embrace conflict if we're going to create truly healthy and well-functioning organizations so that we can tap into our best and varied talents. So I think of this as, this slide is confident guy. Could be confident girl going in there to like, okay, I'm gonna embrace this conflict. So please let me know whatever questions that you have about our topic for today in the live chat, and I'll do my best to address your questions as I go through some of this background content and information. And if I can't get to it at the beginning, I'll either do it at the end of this session or I can do it in the comments that are in the recording. Okay. So let's dive straight into the benefits of conflict, which are so important to support empowerment within learning organizations. So number one, relationships strengthen. They become stronger and more enduring when you navigate conflict. Innovation and happens in the form of change and growth, creativity, learning, transitions, better solutions, new ideas, new ways of thinking, new perspectives, like just all the things that go into innovation and allowing new things to come through. Trust builds with a deeper understanding of each other, with agreements or consent that we create with each other. It's just our relationships are more respectful and honoring of who we really are. And as we work through this, our communication gets better. And that happens when we know what others are thinking and why they're behaving the way they are instead of making assumptions about it and making up stories, right? We get to be more grounded in reality. And then we can learn how to speak our truth, our wants and needs. We learn how to listen and be flexible. Those are some of the communication skills that happen. And then also resilience grows as we learn to speak up, as we learn to hold our own while we also flex and flow with others. That being able to hold steady and also stretch, it builds resilience. So I found this that I really loved. Speaking the truth about ourselves in the midst of a disagreement is the foundation of emotional health and successful communication. This is Sherry Campbell in a 2024 article in Entrepreneur Media. So these are all great reasons to embrace conflict. Yes. And these reasons are likely not enough motivation to embrace conflict. If we're going to truly embrace conflict, you'll need to understand what makes conflict challenging and then learn to overcome these challenges. And I think of this as tipping the scales on conflict so that the challenges don't weigh heavier than the benefits. So let's dive a little deeper here. Conflict is a challenge because it's a threat. It's a threat to belonging for people because you might get kicked out of the tribe or the family, which has happened to me. And I'll tell you, it's not fun. And yet, um, the benefits of staying true to myself have been huge. Conflict is a threat to harmony in that things will get uncomfortable, but it's a threat to fake harmony, not real harmony. And I'll get into that in a bit. Conflict is a threat to stability, sort of, kind of, because you're going to feel unsteady, but you're going to build resilience. But if you don't understand how to navigate those territories within yourself, it's all going to be an overwhelming threat. And it is also a threat to tradition because things will change, including you. Conflict is, for me, it's just a part of nature and life, and change. Like change is normal, so it's part of being in the flow of normal change. So conflict takes us into, and I've used this graphic before in other mini mindful moments. It conflict takes us into the uncertainty and discomfort and anxiety of what I refer to as drama. So in this graphic, that's the gray cloud parts. And it's a reactive place in our nervous system that makes conflict scary and hard to deal with. And if you can learn how to be in your best self, X here, actually, I'll get to this in the next slide. So the reason that conflict takes us to these places, we just don't know how to most people don't know how to navigate this, right? And it happens because most of us haven't learned the skills to deal with uncertainty, discomfort, and anxiety because of how we were raised. Home is where we should be learning these skills, but it's a generational thing, and some people have and some people haven't. So on the left, I'm going to actually take my picture out of here so you can see everything here. On the left, you have what I call false harmony, where you have the people, slapping on the happy face, happy face. It's all good. We're supposed to all get along. So families where you never fight, where there's no apparent conflict or conflict is hidden, that when you have that, or when you have what's happening on the right, where families have overt conflict, but it's scary and hurtful, and people don't know how to do it in a way where there's not blame and judgment being hurled around. So when it's either one of these extremes, then you don't have the opportunity to learn the interpersonal skills needed to effectively embrace and resolve conflict in a balanced and healthy way. So, too often, people end up thinking that harmony is the absence of conflict, when reality, conflict is what allows us to build true harmony that comes from honestly working through life's challenges together. It's huge. When there is psychological safety at work or at home, it can be a great place to learn how to embrace and resolve conflict. And this requires building interpersonal skills that are essential for caring and effective relationships. If we don't have some of this stuff, what ends up happening is it gets very transactional, and it's like, just get it done, get it done. And we feel like used objects. So this is the antidote for that. So interpersonal skills that um, are how we care, truly care for each other, both at work and at home, including taking responsibility for how you are impacting a situation, bringing your emotional awareness and empathy to the situation, being willing to be vulnerable, seeking to bring your best and bring out the best in others. So if your only reaction is that person is doing it wrong and what am I going to do? Right? You're contributing to the situation and not taking responsibility. The next thing is communication skills that make conflict transparent instead of hiding or avoiding it. So, the way you can do that is to practice active listening and reflecting what it is that you hear, making direct requests, stating what it is that you want, speaking your truth, where you're filtering out your blame and judgment and just saying, I'm thinking, I'm feeling. I statements are what you can use for that. And then also setting boundaries with both a yes and a no. Both are important. And then finally, this willingness to learn and recognizing that not everyone is going to think like you do. So notice your need to be right. Technically minded people, of which I am, and most of my clients are, we can get stuck in the need to have all the answers. So there's a need here to let go of your need to be perfect. Notice your need to control the situation and manipulate, and then move into being curious. So people have different values and beliefs that they are coming from. People have different objectives and opinions and styles. So when we can become interested in where a person is coming from, interested in what is important to them and their thinking, this contributes to your or is bringing your willingness to learn in a healthy and productive way. So what needs to happen? What needs to happen for you to get into this? The unhooking from your reactivity, that's the drama cloud in the X and cloud diagram. So unhook from that in you, which is what we're practicing with every mindfulness practice over and over again. This unhooking piece is the step number one. And then also stretching out of your comfort zone into new territories of thinking and exploring. And I just want to say a little bit more about what that comfort zone is. Here's what I mean. The yellow X here is where you're at your best. It's where you're comfy and cozy and there's no conflict. And if you expect to live in that comfort zone your entire life, you are going to be really not capable of dealing with some of the challenges, increasing challenges that we're going to be facing in the world. The dark gray cloud, that panic zone, is intense reactivity. That's where it's too far, too much, and you start to panic And I have this happen. If I if I feel like I'm not in a situation where people are receptive to this kind of thing, and I can't, my only option is to just conform to the little box that people are living in, I start to panic because I've worked to get out of that and I don't want to be shoved back in it. So learning can't happen if you're in a panic zone. So that stretch zone is a combination of your best self and drama, both, where you can explore new territories and still be open to learning. So when you can trust your interpersonal and communication skills, and when you're willing to learn, then you can explore differences, expand your thinking, find common ground, and experience the benefits of conflict. I get so excited about these benefits and what's possible here that I'm extremely motivated to move into conflict because it's like, okay, there's so much good stuff here. Let's dig in. But, not everybody wants to go there, right? So I want to reiterate this, that true harmony is not the absence of conflict. It is a state in which conflict leads to positive change. So, harmony, when you think of true harmony, it's dynamic. There's movement. It's not like everything just being in that little box. It's not static. So, without conflict, there is no growth, there is no learning, there is no evolving together. And literally our thinking and our bodies become rigid instead of resilient. So I'm on a mission to help people embrace conflict. So I want to give you an example here. One of my clients, they have recognized how some of their patterns of struggling with their clients has come from unresolved conflict. So rather than blaming their clients for being difficult or unclear about the requirements or whatever it is, they've decided that they want to get better at embracing resolving conflict, starting with themselves. And this is part of what I'm helping them with. So they've started to get clear, like we're doing this at various different places in their business, but they've started to get clear specifically that when they build their identity, their sense of who they are and their values into their selling process, they're ensuring that their clients will be aligned with what's most important to them and also be setting themselves up to do their best work with these clients. So they're preventing and mitigating conflict from the get-go in their selling process. And they're using conflict that they're in right now to get more clear about their business processes and how to evolve the work that they do to be more effective. Super cool fun. So the more we embrace conflict, the better we become at handling it. And this will happen as we find a balance between the stressor challenges and the benefits of conflict. And as a result, you will become more resilient with the challenges that you face and create truly healthy relationships and well functioning organizations where you bring your best and bring out the best in others. So, all of this is based in a tool that I created called the IMX Compass, which is based on the rhythm of the seasons and the days, which is something that we can all relate to. I have an introduction to the compass in the first session first mini mindful moment, number one. So, the link to all prior mini mindful moments is in the description of this event. Embracing and resolving conflict falls within the South, the community direction of the IMX Compass. That's the season of summer, which we are in right now. And this is where we're working on creating healthy and authentic, trusting, caring relationships. So let's move into a mindfulness practice that will help you find that balance within yourself. And so, for those of you who are out here, yay, I see you. Go ahead and put any questions that you might have into the comments part of this event or later into the recording, and I will do my best to support you in with a response. So let's move into a mindfulness practice that will help you find the balance within yourself between the stress of conflict and deep harmony within you that allows you to learn from conflict. So go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to slow down my pace a bit because that was a little frenetic. Close your eyes and bring your attention to inside of yourself. And let yourself, like all of yourself, all of who you are, arrive here and now and kind of settle in, cozy in to this. It'll be 10 or 15 minutes here. Notice your thoughts, and please don't try to make your thoughts go away. Just notice what you're thinking and know that there is so much more to you than what you're thinking. Just let your thoughts flow through your mind. You could imagine or think about this being at peace with whatever thinking is going on in your mind. Instead of struggling with it, just let it be. That's step number one in embracing conflict, right there. Those thoughts, just let them be, let them move. And bring your attention to your breath, noticing how as your breath enters your body, you can feel aliveness. And as you notice your aliveness, bring your attention throughout your body. Like the aliveness doesn't just come into your lungs as you breathe, it comes into your entire body. So notice the aliveness within yourself. And you could start with your head and move down or travel through your body however you want to be aware. Just include everything, like your toes and your fingers and your back. We forget about our backs. Breathe, feel the aliveness through your whole body, and simply notice the quality of aliveness that is here naturally in your body. Feel that aliveness. And notice where your body feels relaxed and at ease, like it's good, yummy good. And notice where you feel tense and maybe even some pain. We often hold pain in our lower backs, shoulders, neck, wherever you might be feeling that. So we're simply noticing and connecting with all of beautiful you, letting that aliveness really blossom with your awareness of it. Keep noticing your breath traveling through your body, and see if there are any parts of your body that feel like they are in conflict with each other, especially where you might feel some tension or pain. I just had a awareness of jaw, the way we can hold tension in our jaw, which shuts down speaking. So keep noticing your breath and intentionally relax at this point. Like a deep breath might help you relax more deeply. And let that relaxation permeate through your whole body. You might try bringing some loving compassion to anywhere in your body that you might want some loving compassion. This precious body. So let's now intentionally welcome parts of your body into your awareness so that you're becoming more aware of the whole of you. Like we're not leaving any part out. We're welcoming all of you. Body parts, feeling parts, thinking parts, spiritual parts. Bring it in, bring it home. What parts of you have you been rejecting or neglecting? And see what you can welcome. And so, in this moment, as you can, the aim here is to not be at war with any part of you as you can. You are welcoming all of you into the loving space that is your true essence, into the loving space that's all around you. You might think of this as your life force energy, whatever works for you, however you might want to feel this or can feel this. Keep noticing your breath. And now bring your attention to what feels like this loving space of your true essence at the center of you, what might feel like your core. So some people feel this below the belly button, the dantian. Some people feel it. I actually prefer to feel it along my spine, my midline, inside, like a column of light. Whatever works for you, whatever feels like your center. So here you are calm and alert, open and relaxed, engaged and expansive. This is your best self as as we define it with IMX. Now I want you to bring to mind a conflict that's happening in your life. And if you're new to mindfulness, pick something relatively minor as you practice this. You can practice with more intense situations later in the recording. So notice any tension or contraction you might feel in your body as you think about the situation. Immediately, my breath, I start to feel I can't breathe as deeply. My breath is not as deep. So just notice. And expand your awareness to include your calm, loving, alert center. So we've got the conflict and how you feel that in your body, and your center, calm, alert, and loving, both. And I can now breathe again. Let's see what happens with you. So you can be aware of tension and aware of being calm and loving at the same time. Don't worry if you're not feeling that right now, you'll get there with practice. Simply know that both are possible and both are present already. What you're developing is your ability to access these qualities of life. So, this right here, my dears, is your growth zone where you're aware of both your best self essence, that loving calm, and tension happening somewhere within you, part of your life. It's the same. So now let yourself notice your thoughts and feelings about this tense or conflicted situation. I got some big family stuff going on. So, whatever it is, what thoughts and feelings are you noticing about this conflict? Maybe you're thinking, this shouldn't be happening, or I'm going to get in trouble, or I don't know what to do. I don't know, whatever you're thinking, notice it. Let yourself think it. Maybe you're feeling some shame about what's happening, some anxiety about the uncertainty, what's going to happen. Maybe you're feeling a compulsion or urge to fix the situation. Whatever, like just notice what you're feeling and keep breathing as you notice whatever is here and let it float through you in the space of loving compassion that I am holding with you. I am in this with you. And this is your best self essence and my best self essence. Here we are commingling in life. Some people call this interbeing. It's where we're all connected. It's where we're all one in the energy of life and beyond. So much more. We're welcoming it all, letting it move. Now, this is how you can create psychological safety starting within yourself. And it doesn't need to look and feel like, deep, calm, it doesn't have to look like that. But it's by welcoming whatever is going on within yourself. This is how learning actually happens, by expanding and experiencing the more whole qualities of you, both stressed and calm. Because if you're suppressing the stressful thoughts and feelings because you think it shouldn't be happening, that's where you start creating false harmony and depression and oppression and high blood pressure. Like that's the kind of stuff that can come out of that suppression, avoiding. Just let yourself feel what's moving here. Let it move. You're being held. I am with you in this. So let yourself feel, as you can, capable of holding this, and that. Parts of you that you may have rejected, like shame, and just welcoming them into the fold, just loving all of you, all of you, all of you, loving all of you. Yeah. Holding tension between what feels at odds within you. This is how we build resilience. And as you learn to be more and more honest with yourself and welcome more and more parts of yourself, you're learning to embrace conflict. And as you embrace conflict within yourself, you're learning to embrace conflict outside of you. First within and then without. Learn within, and it will happen outside of you eventually. So, again, as you can, don't rush this. Think about the conflict situation again and notice if you want to move toward the situation, try to fix it, or please, or gain recognition. Like, what is your thing with this conflict? So, no judgment here, just notice. Are you moving toward? Or you might want to move against the people in the situation and to try and control or bend wills or get the better of others. I'll show him, I'll show her, or whatever. So again, no judgment, just notice what's here. Or you might want to move away from the situation. This is my modus operandi. So to withdraw, to avoid, to try to remain perfect and hide. Just notice if you want to just exit scene conflict. And finally, notice what feels threatening or scary about the situation to you. I can feel that the part of me where it's like, "Well, I don't know that I can move through all of this. It feels like too much." And my heart feels shaky. Just notice. Let yourself hold that at a distance in this moment. Like it doesn't have to take over the threat. We're in this moment taking a pause and making room for curiosity, for learning, for new behavior. Feeling how you have many, many options in this moment of holding the tension of how you might embrace this conflict. So it's in the spaciousness of this moment here, in the tension, is where new creativity can arise. What is it that's arising through you, as your unique, beautiful expression? What is it in this situation that you truly desire? Truly, not like to make the situation go away. It's not that, but as in, what is it that you are deeply longing for in this situation that is holding some conflict for you? Let yourself go to the deep desire. then just hold that, what it is, whatever that's come up for you, something or nothing, whatever, but separate that what you want. Just kind of set it to the side, knowing that it can happen. It'll happen somehow, some way, some version, or something better. Because we're in life in this creation. You're gonna get what you want in some version. Setting it aside then creates space for questions that you have, genuine questions about what's going on with others. What's going on with so and so person that you're blaming and judging, or whatever it is? Whatever. There's space here for you to show up curious and willing to learn with questions. This is the basis of essential interpersonal communication skills that are effective for conflict resolution. Here in this space, where you're managing your triggers, not by suppressing them, depressing them, turning them into anxiety, but by letting yourself be with what's really here for you. Let yourself feel the dynamism and the complexity and the creativity that's here. This is how you can create dynamic harmony, true harmony that leads to positive change. And oh, is it exquisitely beautiful and enlivening and arousing to be in this space and to do it with others, to do more of it together. This is what we're on the verge of. This is what's unfolding. It's so fucking exciting, you all, to be in this, on the verge of this. So my invitation for you, go ahead and let yourself come out of this practice. My invitation for you for the remainder of the day and beyond is to bring this dynamic harmony with you that welcomes both tension and calm with curiosity, and experiment with conflict as you can, embracing it, resolving it, being curious. Okay. These are getting longer, not shorter, but hey, lots of good stuff. I will go ahead and move into the Q&A here. I'm happy to address any questions or thoughts you have about this experience in the comments. If you're listening to the recording, please do like this. If you did like it, comment on the recording from wherever you're getting it, LinkedIn or YouTube. And thank you all so much for being here. I love sharing this with you. Okay, everyone, take care.